Hey there! I'm here to talk about relationships and psychology and how they relate. So let's begin with the stage theory. Oh, whoops! Seemed to be a little backwards, but let's pretend that's how you and the rest of the world are reading right now. So let's continue. Anyway, the stage theory is all about how relationships develop in consistent and predictable stages. So let's begin. Stage 0. That is where you have zero contact with the person. You have no relationship with them whatsoever, and you're completely unaware of each other. Example of that would be me and some guy in Italy. I don't know him, and he doesn't know me. But if he makes lots of pasta every day, we may just end up meeting, because I like pasta. Remember that one. The next stage. Stage 1. That is called unilateral awareness. You're aware of them, but they aren't aware of you. So while you sit and hide in that tree and stalk them, they don't know you, and you're still at stage 1. Kind of like me and Elijah Wood. See, we don't really know each other, but I mean, I know him. He's a nice guy, right? He should probably call me back. So yeah, we're stuck at stage 1 at the moment, but we'll get to stage 2 soon. The next stage is stage 2. That is called bilateral surface contact. You are aware and acknowledge the other person, and they acknowledge and are aware of you. You have brief interaction with them. And it's also a social role aspect. It's considering the cashier is supposed to talk to you, and you're supposed to consider talk back to them. So, they say, hi, how are you? You say, hi, how are you? Pretty simple. Unless you're a jerk, then you don't say anything. Maintenance is not very important, so if you don't call them back, they're not going to get that offended, because they probably weren't going to call you back anyway. But if you want the relationship to continue, sometimes it's due to the attractiveness of the other person. So if that is a cute waiter, you better leave your name and number on that bill, because you want to continue the relationship. Possibly watch Frozen with him all night, or Harry Potter. I definitely suggest Harry Potter. And like I said, waiters and cashiers are excellent examples. You have brief contact, brief interaction, just a brief conversation. If you can say, hi, how are you? And they can respond, hi, how are you? You have a simple stage 2 relationship. Next stage. Stage 3. This is called mutuality. It's where maintenance does become important. So you better call the person back now. You share feelings. So let's have a heart-to-heart conversation on our feels, alright? Satisfaction depends on the behavior of the previous stages. So if you're satisfied with them in stage 1, and in stage 2, you're probably going to head for a stage 3 relationship. And it also depends if you really like the person. If you don't like them, then you're probably not going to want to continue it. And you're just going to be mean if you do, because you're lying. And there are 3 sub-stages to this. The first one, little interdependence. These are your friends, not best friends, but friends, people you hang out with at school. And coworkers and teammates. You may not, have sleepovers with them or go to the mall, but, you guys maintain the relationship. You say, hey, let's go practice soccer so we can score goals and win points. So that's what little interdependence is. Then we have moderate interdependence. That's your best friends, where you do hang out with them constantly. You will have sleepovers, and you will sit and just talk about people because you're a little gossiper. These are also dating partners, not your boyfriend, not exactly. It's just somebody you say, okay, I went on 2 dates with this guy, and maybe I want to go on another date with this guy. Or this girl, she was pretty cool. Let's go on another date with her. So that's what moderate interdependence is. Then we have our final, substantial interdependence. This is pretty much with your spouse, or now your romantic partner. So here's your boyfriend. You two depend on each other now. You two need each other. If you're living together, you definitely need each other because you need him to pay for half that rent. A good example of this is actually your parents, because they depend on each other to help pay food, pay bills. Most parents share a bank account. They don't. Well, they just need each other to survive. And they moved in together, so they need somebody to help them if they're going to live in such a nice house. Unless you live at Hogwarts. Then I'm just jealous at you, and I don't want to talk anymore. Anyway, let's move on to a different theory, shall we? The social exchange theory. Social behavior is based on the exchange process. You want to maximize benefits while minimizing costs. So it's a whole cost versus reward. Are you getting more out of it, or are you getting less out of it? If you have to constantly, work for this, and the other person is not putting any effort into the relationship, it's not worth it. But if you two are both, putting lots of effort into it, it's great. Don't become that person, though, that just sits there and does nothing in the relationship. You're just being a total meanie. Nobody likes a meanie. And there's one thing I definitely need to mention before I do anything else. Overgeneralization. I think everyone suffers from this. You assume the personality traits of someone are based on their appearance. So let's use Josh Hutcherson, for example. Beautiful man, by the way. Anyway, guys, so wonderful. You must just have a wonderful personality. And that's a dangerous thing to think. Just because they look pretty doesn't mean they have a pretty personality or a pretty person in general. They could be a dangerous serial killer, and you just fell for their trap because you're too blind and oblivious. Anyway, you assume the partner is more like you, so you think, oh, they like to run, and I like to run. Well, we're just meant to be. I wear shoes, they wear shoes, we're meant to be. Josh Hutcherson and I, we both breathe. And we both like long walks on the beach. Pretty similar. We should probably date if I don't hurt my knee first. Anyway, let's move on to a little game. I like games. You like games? I wish Elijah would stop playing with my heart, though. That's not my favorite game. We're going to play a game called Rewards Values in a Relationship. Alright, let's begin. Person is interesting, exciting, and introduces you to new people and ideas. Plus, they're entertaining, and fun to be around. Wow. Sounds kind of like Elijah Wood, except I didn't meet anyone. Yeah. But you get my point. That is stimulation value. They're there to introduce you to new people and new events, and you're pretty much going out and parties with them. So yeah, they're people in Hollywood. Let's just put it that way. Next card, shall we? Is the person someone who appreciates you and shows approval when you do something right? Good dog. Good dog. Shows sympathy, empathy, and his encouragement when things go bad. So, I know Johnny didn't want to go out with you. But don't feel bad. Remember, it's him, not you. Anyway, that is ego support value. They're there to lift your spirits and, kind of really boost your ego. So you better make sure you're not too high on your horse quite yet. And the last one. Person who provides resources and is cooperative and helpful. Will give time and energy to help you achieve goals. Wow, this person right here. I like this person. This person is going to help you out. They're willing to give their time and energy to you. You should be thankful and ready. With their utility support value. That's a good friend. Somebody who's going to help you achieve your goals. Because you can't do them on your own. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if this was rather witty and sarcastic for you. But I hope you also learned something new. The stage theory is all about where your relationship will end up. Are you stage 0, not knowing anyone? Are you stage 1, where you know them, but they don't know you? Are you stuck in the stage 2, where you don't know if you really want to go on with the relationship? Are you just going to remain cashiers? Just going to remain customers, waiters? Or are you going to move to stage 3 and actually have a conversation with them and have a really good relationship where you could be friends and teammates, move down to your best friends and your boyfriends, dating partners. And then eventually you can move into boyfriends and potentially marriage. Elijah Wood, that one. And remember, social exchange theory. You should not have to give up all your time and effort towards them. You need to equalize them costs and rewards. You should be putting in a good effort with each one of them. If you're not, then you need to sit down and talk with them, or give that conversation between you two has to end. Just right there. And overgeneralization. Just because that person is pretty does not mean they're a good person, okay? Daniel Radcliffe is a beautiful man, but his personality may suck. Just because he played Harry Potter doesn't, okay, he played Harry Potter, he wins right there. But don't judge based on looks. So not everything. You know what? lot of people didn't think that Jeffrey Dahmer was gonna kill him, but he did. And then we have the stimulation value reward, where they are here to take you out to places, introduce you to new things, and pretty much, just to introduce you to the world. They're your world seekers. They can show you a whole new world. And then you get your ego support values. Now, if they're here to help you just, lift your spirits, they're gonna help you up when you need help. They'll be there when you need a shoulder to cry on. And then, my all-time favorite, utility support value. They're going to give their time and effort to help you succeed. If you can't succeed with them, then you could probably not succeed without them, because you're too dependent on people. Anyway, thank you for watching once again. I'm sorry if I slurred over my words or stuttered or made anything completely unethical. See, I don't even know what I'm saying. Unethical. We've lost myself. Anyway, I'm off to go fawn over Elijah Wood and watch Josh Hutcherson make out with Jennifer. I don't even know her name. That Katniss chick. See ya.